Hello everyone, this is Dharamveer sir here. So today we are going to continue with chapter 5 of grade 12 math, which is continuity and differentiability. And the topic of today's video is derivatives of functions in parametric forms. So let's start. Now coming to the meaning of parametric form of functions. If we already learned about functions in y is equal to fx form, clear that y is a function of x. Now there may be some cases that two variables are related with a third variable. Let us suppose y is related to some variable t and x is also related to that variable t. Clear? Now we say that the relation between them is expressed by a third variable. Here the third variable I have taken is t. So that third common variable, which is also in x and in y, is called the parameter. Clear? And if the relation between the two variables x equals to ft and y is equal to gt is in this form, then this particular form of the function x and y expressed in a common third variable t is called the parametric form of functions with the parameter t. It's very simple that if the variables we have learned x and y, if the variables x and y are expressed in the form of a third variable, suppose theta, common variable is theta, then x and y are said to be the parametric form of functions, and the common variable theta, t, whatever is there is called the parameter. Clear? Now coming to derivative of function in parametric form, that is if x is a function of t and y is also a function of t, where t is our parameter, as we have learned in the previous slide. Now to find the differentiation, that is dy upon dx, we use dy upon dx equals to dy upon dt upon dx upon dt. That is, we have to differentiate x with respect to t to get dx upon dt, and differentiate y with respect to t to get dy upon dt, and then put both dx upon dt and dy upon dt in the formula. Dy upon dx equals to dy upon dt upon dx upon dt. It is very simple. Simply differentiate both with respect to the parameter and then put them both in the given formula. So pause and note down this method. Okay, let us start exercise 5.6. The first question is, if x and y are connected parametrically by the relation without delimiting the parameter, we have to find the dy upon dx. So x is equal to 2at square and y is equal to 80 power 4. You can see that x and y both are written in the form of a common variable t. So our parameter is t here. Clear? So we have learned that we have to find dx upon dt and dy upon dt. Now we have x equals to 2at square. So differentiating with respect to t, we are getting dx upon dt is equal to 2a into differentiation of t square, and we have learned differentiation of t square. It is 2a into 2t, that is 480. In the same way we will find dy upon dt. So differentiation of 80 power 4, which will give us 480 cube. Now we have learned that dy upon dx equals to dy upon dt upon dx upon dt. So simply putting the value of dy upon dt and dx upon dt, we are getting 480 cube upon 480, which is equal to t square. It is very simple. Simply differentiate x and y with respect to t and put both the values in the given formula. So pause and note on the solution. Next is question number 3. Now we have x equals to sin t and y is equal to cos 2t, and we have to find dy upon dx. Simply find dx upon dt and dy upon dt. So we have x equals to sin t and y is equal to cos 2t. So dx upon dt, so differentiating sin t, we are getting cos t, and dy upon dt, so differentiating cos 2t, we are getting minus 2 of sin 2t. Clear? Apply the chain rule, don't forget. So simply putting dy upon dx equals to dy upon dt upon dx upon dt, and put the value of dy upon dt and dx upon dt. Simplify and you will get minus 4 sin t. Clear? Next is question number 5. If x and y are connected parametrically, again the same, we have x equals to cos theta minus cos 2 theta, and y is equal to sine theta minus sine 2 theta, and we have to find dy upon dx. So same method. So we have x and we have y with respect to theta. So differentiating with respect to theta, we are getting dx upon d theta, that is differentiation of cos theta minus cos 2 theta. We will get 2 sine 2 theta minus sine theta, and then differentiating y, that is sine theta minus sine 2 theta with respect to theta, we are getting cos theta minus 2 cos 2 theta. So putting these values in dy upon dx, that is dy upon d theta upon dx d theta, you will get your desired solution to be cos theta minus 2 cos 2 theta upon sine 2 sine 2 theta minus sine theta. So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 7, which is a very important sum for 4 marks, that if x is equal to sine cube t upon under root cos 2t and y is equal to cos cube t upon under root cos 2t, we have to find dy upon dx. So we have x and we have y, and the parameter here is t. So taking dx upon dt, since you can see that it is u upon v form, that is sine cube t is our numerator and under root cos 2t upon denominator. So applying the division rule was what? Differentiation of numerator multiplied by denominator minus numerator into differentiation of denominator upon denominator square. We are getting our dx upon dt as 3 cos 2t sine square t cos t plus sine cube t sine 2t upon cos 2t upon under root cos 2t. Clear? Now we will find the dy upon dt. So again differentiating cos cube t upon under root cos 2t, again it is in the form of u upon v, that is numerator upon denominator. So again we have to apply the same division rule or the quotient rule of differentiation. So you can see the differentiation I have done to find dy upon dt. So we have our dy upon dt and dx upon dt. So finding dy upon dx by using the formula dy upon dt divided by dx upon dt. Clear? I have simplified it to the fullest, that is we have used the identity for cos 2t and cos 3t and sin 3t also. So you can pause the video and note down the solution using these identities. Next is question number 9. If x and y are connected parametrically by the equation, we have to find dy upon dx. Here x is equal to a sec theta and y is equal to b tan theta. So again we have to find dx upon d theta and dy upon d theta, because here the parameter is theta. So x equals to a sec theta. So dx upon d theta equals to, differentiating with respect to theta, we are getting a sec theta tan theta, and y is equal to b tan theta. So dy upon d theta is differentiating with respect to theta, we are getting b sec square theta. So putting these values of dx upon d theta and dy upon d theta in the formula, we will get our final answer as b upon a cosec theta after simplification. Moving to question 11, which is if x is equal to under root a sin inverse t and y is equal to under root a cos inverse t, we have to show that dy upon dx is equal to minus y by x. Now as you can see that x equals to what? A sin inverse t power half, and y is equal to what? A cos inverse t power half. Clear? So we can write x equals to a power half sin inverse t and y is equal to a power half cos inverse t. Now taking first one, x equals to a power half sin inverse t, and we have learned about logarithmic differentiation in our previous videos. So taking log of both sides, we are getting what? Log x equals to, power comes before log, so log x equals to half sin inverse t into log m. Now we are going to apply the chain rule in the differentiation. So differentiating with respect to t, we are getting log x is 1 upon x, and for x it will be dx upon dt, and half log a is constant, we are taking that out. So differentiate of sin inverse t, and differentiation of sin inverse t is 1 upon under root 1 minus t square. We have learned that in our previous videos. So dx upon dt equals to x log a upon 2 under root 1 minus t square. Now we have to find dy upon dt also. So we have y is equal to a power half cos inverse t. So again taking log, so log y is equal to half cos inverse t log a. So differentiating with respect to t, we are getting dy upon dt, sorry 1 by y is for log y, and for y it is dy upon dt. and half log a is constant, so differentiation of cos inverse t, which is minus 1 under 1 minus t square, under 1 minus t square. So dy upon dt is equal to minus 5 log a upon 2 under 1 minus t square. Now we have dx upon dt and dy upon dt. So putting these two values in the formula, dy upon dx equals to dy upon dt upon dx upon dt. You can see that log a upon 2 under 1 minus t square in the numerator and denominator are common, so that will be cancelled. So we are getting minus 5 in the numerator and x in the denominator, which is minus 5 upon x, and this was our required proof. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. So we are done with exercise 5.6, and you have to solve the few sums of exercise 5.6, and don't forget to solve the very important examples before this exercise. Clear? All the best and thank you.